Just before her death, the woman actually gave birth to a baby holding a long sword. Fortunately, the baby's life shouldn't end here. By chance, he was found by a swordsmith who had just finished hunting. But before he could silently mourn the woman in front of him, he was drawn to the long sword in the baby's hand. It emitted a terrifying black aura that left him in awe. What he didn't know was that this wasn't an ordinary long sword, but a demonic blade called Shurlong. It not only possessed self-awareness but could even manipulate people's hearts. Curious, he was about to touch the hilt when, unexpectedly, the baby's hand grabbed him. Seeing the baby's yearning for life, the kind-hearted swordsmith took him in and named him Kai. The baby in his arms seemed like the rising morning sun, destined for an extraordinary life. 15 years passed in the blink of an eye. The once abandoned baby had long since transformed into a handsome young man, but he had a secret unknown to others. Every day, he would visit the room where Shurlong was enshrined. Facing the demonic sword that everyone else avoided, he dared to touch it with his own hands, because Kai had long regarded Shurlong as his mother. But he never imagined that his actions were not only witnessed by his senior brother but that the other person also harbored resentment towards him in his heart. It turned out that the senior brother had always liked the young lady of the house, but the young lady was obsessively in love with Kai. However, due to Kai's aloof and cold personality, no matter how the young lady tried to invite him, he would only respond indifferently, because his eyes were solely focused on forging swords. Seeing that Kai kept ignoring her, the young lady took the opportunity to snatch the machete from his hand, saying that if he didn't go play with her, she wouldn't return it. Unexpectedly, Kai injured the young lady while trying to retrieve the sword. Coincidentally, this scene was witnessed by the senior brother. He angrily grabbed Kai's collar and threw him to the ground. No matter how the young lady explained, the senior brother turned a deaf ear. He claimed that everything was Kai's fault. The senior brother also took this opportunity to vent his long-held grudge. It wasn't until the swordsmith appeared that this farce came to an end. The swordsmith came for no other reason. He stated that to suppress Shurlong's will, the village would hold a ceremony tomorrow, and his only daughter would participate as a shrine maiden. Afterwards, he took Kai to pay respects to his deceased mother. But facing his mother's grave, Kai's heart didn't waver in the slightest, as if she were a stranger. The reason the swordsmith buried Kai's mother here was that this place overlooked his house. This way, his mother could always watch over Kai. But he didn't know that Kai had long regarded Shurlong as his mother. Having raised Kai for over a decade, he had now completed Kai's upbringing. He wanted to hear what plans Kai had for the future, but Kai said he didn't want to go anywhere, only wanting to stay here and forge swords. This was also within the swordsmith's expectations, and he had even made a certain decision in his heart. In the dead of night, the senior brother told their master about Kai touching Shurlong, which he had unintentionally witnessed. Unexpectedly, not only did the master not reprimand Kai, but he even looked gratified. He even stated that Kai was no ordinary person. But as soon as the master said this, the senior brother felt ashamed, because he had always looked down on this junior brother. He couldn't believe that Kai was the so-called chosen one. And so, the senior brother's resentment towards Kai grew even stronger. No one expected that during the originally normal sword sealing ceremony, a change occurred the moment the senior brother removed his eye cover. A black mist emanated from Shurlong's blade. Then, Shurlong's resentment possessed Sayaka. She turned around and slashed at the senior brother. At this critical juncture, Kai pushed the senior brother away in time. However, his arm was severed by Shurlong.